Hey there, everybody. David here, and I'm about to do something that I'm very excited about. We have a beer tasting that is part of an ultimate crossover between another Zelda podcast and another podcast that 6.5 makes, Brothers-in-Law. Mike and Ryan, we were having a production meeting a couple months ago, and they said, we'd like to do 35th anniversary Zelda something on our show. And they came up with this amazing idea to allow myself and Celeste and Shane, who are some of the OG AZP participants, they've invited us to partake in this tasting. Now, Mike and Ryan are home brewers, if you're not familiar with the show, and they every other week they talk about their adventures in home brewing. Now, they had decided they make different flavors of beer all the time, but they decided to make some Zelda themed beers. It looks like I'm just so impressed with this. Look at this. So I got this in the mail. There's two more of each of these, which I'm supposed to save for the show apparently, and they also sent this set of instructions. I'm tremendously impressed, in fact. So there is a full. So this one is made by, according to the sheet here, this one's done by Ryan. Ryan Kuhn made the Goron Spice Ale. Look at this, a full label and back label. Are you kidding me? I almost don't want to drink it. I'm gonna save these bottles. And then Mike Newton did Cocoa Specialty. Now also this one's really kind of neat, Cocoa Specialty, because it would appear that Mike took some ingredients from a Breath of the Wild recipe that involves cocoa, and he created a beer that's inspired by said recipe. What is that on there? Tabitha wheat, bee honey, and warm Stefina. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. This is too nuts. Anyways, all right, let's see. So it says here, Brothers-in-Law 35th Anniversary Commemorative Beer, Introduction and Tasting Instructions. Hello and happy 35th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda franchise. Objectively and measurably, the best game series of all time. While we may not be able to give you Breath of the Wild 2, we each brewed a special beer for you themed around the Legend of Zelda series in some way. Each bottle should be labeled with a logo and description, but in case, we have also included a printed copy of each. We hope you enjoy them. I know that Mike Newton has some design skills. He helped with some of our early. He actually helped with the design of the actual Brothers-in-Law icon. By the way, he also wrote the music and performed the music, I believe, for Brothers-in-Law, which is super cool. But I'm having a feeling that he made these because they are top notch. Really, truly impressive. Like there are local breweries here in Chicago that I go to, and I get these kind of like local beers, and they look this good. This looks like the real deal. This looks like something you could. I just can't believe it. All right, so anyway, it says here, thank you for agreeing to participate in this beer tasting collaboration. We have sent 2 beers, one to use for the tasting and one to enjoy at your leisure. Share with a friend or whatever you want. Below are instructions for how to complete the tasting survey. The survey is intended to be as intuitive as possible, even for people without much experience tasting beer. So don't stress. Just answer each question to the best of your ability. You will not be asked to rate how much you enjoy the beer. Rather, you will be asked questions about the types of flavors present in the beer and how prominent they were, as well as how closely our vision, in quotes, of what the beer is supposed to be matches up with your experience. Instructions for completing the tasting are below. This warms my heart. Look at how nerdy this is in the coolest way possible. Instructions on pouring the beer out, what kind of glass to put it in. I think I'm going to be pouring into these smaller glasses here, but I think maybe you could do it into an entire pint glass. And then to top it all off, here's QR codes to the quiz, which I'll do the quiz off camera. I just thought maybe I would do like first impressions here real quick. So I'm going to go for, just because I've known Ryan longer than I've known Mike, I'm going to go for the Goron Spice Ale. I don't want to pop it open. It's so beautiful. All right. I'm going to pour just a little bit into this glass here. That should do it. And you know what? Maybe, I don't know if you're supposed to. So the thing is while Ryan and Mike and I were having this production meeting way back in the day, man, that's so cool. I'm opening Zelda beer. The thing is that, of course, myself and Celeste and Shane, we're not exactly, not beer connoisseurs, but it's not like we're like, how there's sommeliers with wine and all these different tastings. They know all the different notes they're tasting. Mike and Ryan definitely know that kind of stuff as they make their beers. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, how would we, Celeste, Shane, and I know how to speak about the beers? So they built a quiz, a little bit like how we did our quiz episode on Zelda. So I'm going to do that quiz in just a minute. But for starters, here's the Goron Spice Ale. Oh, wow. I can already smell... Hey, Herman. Spice. How you doing, bud? Come here. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah? It just came in from outside, I think. Like, I can smell spices hitting my nose. So that is interesting. It's tasty, but then it's delicious, but it's also kind of thick. It's kind of a beer. It's not the kind of beer you'd want to just chug at a picnic or something. It's like a sipper beer, I think. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to drink it all. Goron Spice Ale. I love it. It feels weighty. It feels like a heavy, thicker beer. I feel like that kid who reviews fast food right now, shoving stuff into the phone camera here. So by the way, I got these in the mail a few days ago, and they said don't put them in the refrigerator yet. They still need to, I guess, ferment. Okay. So that was it. So yeah. So I can't speak to if it's an ale or not. I'm sure I'll learn some of those things when I take the actual quiz. But I will say, it is. I don't know how to say that it's spicy. It's not hot on the mouth, but it has a spiciness, and it's not a cinnamon. There's something else there. Herman's thirsty too. Okay, so then the next one is Coco's Specialty. This one's interesting to me because we've got honey, wheat. It says right here, actually there's a back label. This recipe, developed by Coco and Link, is made using fresh Hylian ingredients, including wheat, honey, and stafina, layered on top of a traditional Hylian alt beer. Coco considers it some of her very finest work. And real quick, just go back to the Goron Spice Ale. Are you sitting out there by a fire in Tabantha Tundra wishing for warmth? Or do you just like a little extra heat to go along with your rock roast? Either way, this is the beverage for you. With a combination of malts, citrus hops, and of course Goron Spice, this ale will warm both body and soul. Happy adventuring. Wild Owl Brews. So I would say that that's exactly accurate. Okay, I gotta keep moving here. I don't want this video to be too long. That's awesome. Okay, so here goes Coco's Specialty. Honey, maybe some lavender. Is that what the warm safina? And Tabantha wheat. Oh, it smells flowery. That's interesting. This one I could smell the spice. So there's a little bit more carbonation in this one. A little more tingles on the mouth, I guess you could say. Tingles on the tongue. Oh, tingle. In this case, tingle's a good thing. Yeah, wow, it's light. It has like a springy kind of forest meadow feel to it. Wow, that's interesting. So this, I don't even know how to speak to it, actually. Hopefully I'll learn a little bit more after I take the quiz. This had a hearty feeling, kind of a warm feeling. There was the spice right off the bat. And this one here, so he's chewing on something. Hey, bud. How you doing? Huh? Say hi to everybody. There you go. Good boy. And then this one here, I can definitely detect some of the honey. I guess that's my cue. All right. So it's so funny. So you first taste honey, but then it like hits you with maybe it's a lavender or something. There's something that goes up into the nose. Super cool. Amazing. These beers need to exist in real life. They do exist in real life, but you know what I mean. All right. I'm going to move on. I'm going to take this quiz.